Hello guys, my name is Armin. In today's episode, Learning Navisworks Manage, I want to go over all the new features available in 2026. It's been a lot of changes, apart from the modern look, improved user interface. They basically made a lot of changes to the property sets, how you can do your property panels, some advanced features to a measurements, clash detection. They add a lot of stuff to the clash detection, which I'm really excited to go over all of those with you. So without further ado, let's jump into Navisworks Manage. We can review all the 2026 new features. And if you like the content, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. So in today's episode, we're gonna review all the new feature in Autodesk Navisworks Manage 2026. This is my favorite version, to be honest. They have added a lot of good features to it. It's basically getting close to Revitzel. It's a very cool features. We're gonna go through it one by one. We're gonna look at a little bit like a user interface and usability. They basically change it, some dialog boxes, forms, icons. Also, for sure, we're gonna go through the clash detective improvements. That's basically just a whole box, a little bit different, and they added good features. Appearance profiler, that's another one that they added a lot of items. Measure panel, file format, property sets, export new NWD. They added more item stuff, pivot, point log, and much more. So let's just get into the items one by one and see what's been changed. Let's start with appearance profiler. So it has undergone a redesign and has new options added to improve usability. So one of the enhancement is a new profiles are containing icons to represent the dialog option. It's easier by property tab, also pre-populated property, drop um, profile rule after adding them to the profile. So basically we were all kind of familiar with this appearance profiler over here under the home tab. Right now, if you go to review, they added another one with the drop down. We're gonna go through it right now, create a few so you guys see what the difference is. So the good thing right here, you can create multiple appearance profiler and basically you can select them over here. What I mean by that is you can, let's say, have different type of profiles, and you can have, let's say, floor define it with, I mean, assign it with a different color and put it in like a different profiles. So no longer one profile appearance profiler, you can have multiple profiles, and also you can have one a layer, one object to be assigned with a different color in the different profiles, which is going to be really cool. We're going to go through them. The other one is they change the saved appearance profiler from the DAT files, if you guys remember, to XML. So that's another one that is really important, that basically it's an XML right now, and then it's not a DAT anymore. So let's just go start. I'm gonna click on it. You guys can see the shape of the new box, how it looks like. This one is basically add a new profile. You can see it right here. This one is gonna import if you have anything from the other one. This one you can edit, duplicate it, or copy it. If you want to open up the saved one, trash it. This one is gonna reset appearances, and this one is gonna hide and show it wasn't available on the other one, and show you guys how that works. So let's just, the first one, I'm gonna just say like a set one, for example. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my sets. I'm gonna do, let's say, docs. Let me just make it like this color. Oh no, that's too. Let me just go with the more recent. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna do mechanical equipment. Let's just do this one. I'm gonna add over here, and I want you guys notice all of these changes, right? We're gonna go through them one by one. Let's just do electrical. Let's say lighting. We're gonna make it orange. Mechanical equipment. We're gonna make that, I don't know, blue. And then let's just get some floor right here. I'm gonna make the floor let's say red. So you guys notice this is gonna be the color. We can add them, you can edit anything you want, and this is gonna be copy. And this one, it's basically test the selection for the rule. So you can click on this, and you can right here. It's basically selected everything that is has ducts fitting, flex ducts. So you can double check to see if it's selected the correct items. Also, you'll be able to find what's been selected, right? So I think this is a very cool feature to me. I really liked it. So I can double check over here, see what's been approved, and also I can double check all of my selection test. So basically you test your selection to make sure it works, and it shows you what you have selected over here, right? So this is gonna be basically my number one, right? And then if I apply it over here, you guys can see very quickly. I can move to the side. So like all of these electrical equipment and everything kind of change. So I'm gonna kind of stick over here so you guys can see some changes. Let me move this around. Okay, so right here, this is my first one. So I selected floor, which is gonna be this color red. Electrical equipment is gonna be blue, red, and then this is gonna be like my first set. So right now I want to select another one. I want you guys to kind of pay attention to the mechanical equipment and floor. So this is my number one. Right now I want to create set two, right? So set two, I want to do right here floor. I'm gonna select the same thing and make it blue, and I want to go to the electrical equipment on the roof, and I can change it to let's say red. So same thing over here, you can select these, you can select that, and you'll be able. So right now I want you guys to pay attention. So right here, what I did basically, I push it and you can see the floors are being changed, right? So this is okay. So it looks like that's a mechanical equipment. Let me make it red. Let me get rid of that one. Do the mechanical equipment here. Make it red. Add. Apply. So you guys see on my set 2, I have the floor blue. I have the electrical equipment, which is this one, actual red. So these are basically all my items that I have created. So what that review does, I created everything using the home tab. Right now, if I go to the review, you can see basically this one, this appearance profiler tab has the two profiler that I've created. So the first one is set one. When I go on top of it, you guys can see the changes. This is gonna be 2. So if I go 1, hit play, you guys can see basically change it back to mechanical equipment. And then this one, and if I want to go to 2, go on it. So it's really fast, and I think it's very user friendly, and you can have as many profiler as you want to change the color for the different presentation to show different items. And just simply right here, when you're done with your selection or sets or whatever that you want to create with your profilers, you just basically simply here select them and then do it. And you can see you can select one layer or one set or whatever object that you have, and you can assign it to different profiles and then assign different colors. You just need to go to that, select, hit. So the main ones on the appearance profiler, they added this drop down item with the play to easy access for the review. And also if I go back over here, this is where you mainly creating items. And if you want to, let's say I don't want to see this set, you can kind of turn them on and off for hide objects or for hiding the profiles. And then if you change anything, just make sure you hit reset. You guys notice everything go back. So if I apply this, if I do reset, everything goes back to normal. So I would recommend just play with this a bit more. This is very user friendly, give you all the access, give us more organized model for you in terms of the appearance profiler. The next one that we want to take a look is a saved viewpoint. So you guys can see a little bit improvement of the visuals. We didn't have any of this. So right now you have the folder, you have copy, comments, and just removing it. So let me do something. I'm gonna come over here. Let's say I want to create an actual view. So this is same thing that we did before, so we're gonna create this one. One good thing is these viewpoints right now you can add comments. So if I click on this, it's gonna the actual comments shows up, and you can add comments to your viewpoints. Let's say check this area. That's gonna be my first comment. Let's see, and then let's say you're done, and then you have a viewpoint, you want to add another comment to it, right? So you double click on the same one and you say I checked, works well, or it is good, whatever, right? So right now it only shows one comment, right? When I go on top of it, you can see how it looks like, right? Basically it's going to show all the comments assigned. And also if you go to the comments section and kind of open it up, I think it's in view comments, you can kind of see the date, number, and everything. But also if you don't want to open this one up, if you just simply hover over the comments for the viewpoints, you'll be able to see all the corresponding comments going on in the same viewpoint. I really like this one. It's really good because you can create some viewpoints in the meetings and you can add some comments to it. And also if people say, okay, that's a fill fix, that's approved, let's RFI it, and you can add all of those comments to one viewpoint. So you don't need to create many viewpoints with a lot of markups. You just can add comments to that. That's one thing. And the other thing is if I go to edit, first of all, you can see edit viewpoint has a little bit more improved visual. You can see they kind of put third person over here, all the radius and everything, position, look. So right now you have access to the horizontal offset, linear speed, angular speed, so all of this available. And also the save attribute. So if there is like some items hidden in this, or I'm gonna override the appearance, if I check those boxes, just pay attention what's going on with our viewpoint. So you guys can see right here, basically added these two icons. This is kind of tell whoever created that viewpoint that first of all, this viewpoint has a comment. Hover over it, see what's going on. Second one, we have some appearances changed for this one and has been overridden. So has appearance overrides and also has some visibility overrides. So some items might be hidden or not. So you can go, and unhide all to see the whole thing. So I think this is a really good improvement on the save viewpoints. Right now you can add comments. It's gonna tell people if something is hidden. It's gonna say if the appearance have been overridden. So it's gonna be a lot of information that people can get from this, and I think it's gonna be a good communication tool in your meeting with everyone. Next item, I want to look at the property panels and property sets. So right here you guys can see they have a property set. We're gonna go through and see what it is. But the first one is properties. You can see it's gonna be a little bit model look. You can kind of dock next to the like assets or save viewpoints. So in 2026, basically they removed property favorites and replaced it with the property sets. So these change or remove the ability to have more than one property panel open at a time. So you can now open up to 4 property panels at once and have different property sets basically per panel. So let me see. So if I go here, you guys can see right here. So basically you have property panel 2, 3, 4. I already have the first one open, so you guys can see basically they have multiple ones right here that you can create. So property 2, that's a 1, and you can kind of have 4 of them open that each one shows a specific property that you want. So in order to do that, you guys need to create property sets. So property sets are available in property panel, which is going to be right here. When you click on it, it's going to open it up right here. So this one, it basically shows exactly what type of property you want to show in a different property panel, right? So let's just create one. I'm gonna hit create over here. So the first one, I'm gonna call it set 1, and then you can see basically opens up at the property, kind of a modern look, again a little bit more similar to Revit type. You guys can see like right here basically shows all the items over here. So if I wanna, let's say, go walls, and then where is floor on F. Okay, so let's say this is my first. So this is my first set. I'm gonna create that. Okay, so I think I typed set wrong. There you go. That's the first one. So this is the first one's quick property. Set 2. Let me just do 2 over here. Let's just do ceiling category. I'm just gonna select some stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, but I want you guys to see what it does. So if I go to, let's do family and type. Where is F? Okay. Families, and then also you guys can type it over here. So if I just type, it's basically right there. Okay, so first of all, we did talk about this. You can have all of them in one folder. You can delete them. You can edit. You saw how I typed the set incorrectly and basically did that. So my sets are created, right? So how can I access them? First of all, right here under these drop down. So if you want to see a specific set, you can do it over here. But if you just want to see the quick properties, like these are my quick properties, that it's under this. So if I go to set 1, if I come on this one, it doesn't show it because it's not compatible with what I selected over here on property 1 and 2. And this one, because I selected category, it's just gonna show everything. You guys remember I put, let me just open it up. So for property set 1, what I did, I kind of selected floor, right? Floor type. That's why when I go to set 1 and I'm right here, it doesn't show anything, right? But when I come right here, roof, floor is basically show me this. So you can kind of play with this, show you exactly what you need to see on every single one. This one was family and type. You guys can see shows you all the types and all the families related to this item, like anywhere I go. And plus you can leave this on quick properties, which is gonna be set up. You can right here and select all, right? So you have access here to all your properties. If you want to manage, it's going to open up the same one. So right now I want to say all sets, manage set, you can see it. And then if I select an object over here, it basically, like this one, is going to show the category and the item. So you can basically just go, let's say 2. Does that make sense? Yeah, 2 is only shows the category. That's a set. So that's basically what they mean by having 4 different type of properties open, and you can have created your custom set for each property panel. That's basically is gonna give you the information you need to understand your model, or you can run your own coordination. So just remember, these display panel, they have property set. You can create up to 4. You can create many sets, but you have 4 property panels that you can use it. But if let's say you have hundreds of them over here, it's gonna show you can select of them, but the panels to open up, you only have 4. So you can kind of open them up. You can dock them, like the say viewpoints or clash or selection tree, and you'll be able to kind of see all of them. Next one, they basically added Unhide Children to their clash selection tree. So you can right click on a selection tree, gives the option to unhide children, basically all the layers below. So whatever it is, basically if it's all hidden, it's going to give you that option to unhide all below the selected items. Let's say I'm going to right here, you can see the added unhide children. So it's going to unhide all of this, but these guys are still hidden, right? So if I only, let's say, hide this, so if I only want to do, let's say right here, unhide children, everything under this is going to be opened up, right? So if I have, you guys can kind of get the gist, right? So everything is below so that item that you check, that's gonna be all the areas is will be actually it's hidden. It's gonna be unhidden. So everything under that area. So the next one I want to go through is going to be the find items. So again, this one has a very modern look. They basically changed it to this area. It used to be a different one. Right now you need to kind of add the condition. They have category, property, condition. So I want to do something real quick. So I want to do item right here, property, let's say name, contains, let's say just say floors, right? So let me do another one. So I can do item, let's say name, let's say contain, just I think we have floor by itself as well. Okay, so first of all, you guys can see how the drop downs looks. We're used to have a right click on it and then select, negate, delete, and or, but right here all of those is happening by this three dots. So you can see right here basically tell you can insert another one below, you can duplicate it, you can delete the condition, you can change and to or, you can ignore string, values, characters, and more. So I'm going to change to or. So and then select the, let's say, do architectural model and find all. So you guys can see basically it finds everything for me over here, and I can come here and kind of select my selection coordinate set. So just call it floor. But what I wanted to basically here tell you guys, this is how it's gonna be the new look right here. And then also search settings. I would recommend turn everything on. That's a default. I play with it. It would made some mistake when I was unchecking the like a match case or width or stuff. So just leave that as is. But most important part here for you to know is the modern look, how you can select, how basically get a different condition over here by selecting that three dots to basically create your own search sets. So that's right here for the search set. Let me close this one and then let me go down one. Okay, so the next one that I want to go to view, they added the send front view. So basically you can send your front view over here by changing or selecting this. So what I'm gonna do, let me first go over here so you guys can see. So this one, if I go to, where is the front here? Okay, so if I select front, that's gonna be my front. Basically default. So I want to change my front view to this view, for example, right? That's gonna be my front view. So what I do, I go over here, select, and it says select the area. I'm gonna select this. That's it, done, right? So if I go to home, back, and then hit the select view, you guys can see how basically I can adjust this. So they added these set front, which is gonna directly work with the cube box, and you can kind of change your front view of your cube, and you'll be able to see exactly what's gonna be yours. So this is gonna be a really good, right? You can set front view by selecting a face in a model. So no matter what, you can add like a new location, new front view, and you can define it in the view cube, and basically the model is gonna save that. The other item that was added is a pivot lock on. So let's just go here. Let me go to get closer to the model real quick for you. Okay. So if you guys remember, basically, let me select an object so you can see. Okay. So you guys can see, I don't know if you remember these pivot points. So when you select an item, basically the lock over there, right? So um, when using navigation bar, steering wheel tools, we can navigate around the model. The pivot point is the point in the scene around which the navigation occurs, right? So basically it's this default, or you can select an object to pivot around it. So right now what they did, they basically you can select the location. It's not arbitrary, or it's not by default by Navisworks. You can select the actual location and you can lock it. So anytime you pivot around, it's going to pivot around that exact location that you have. And then this one right here basically shows if that pivot is basically locked or unlocked, and then the color is going to change. So right now it's green, right? So if I do that, it turns blue. So that's telling me that a location has been set, selected, and the color change is gonna show that to me, right? So if I make it on, it's gonna go over there. So let's say different point. Okay, let's go to like a different area. I want to do here lock, and if I move around, you can see where the point is, and then the pivot is off. Turn it on, turn blue, my pivot is turned on and the color is changed, and that's going to be the location in this model for me to pivot around. So that's going to kind of help you if you just want a specific location in the center of your model locked for the coordination meetings and everything. It's going to be easier, right, in terms of the navigation, to just pivot around a single point in the middle of the object. So I think that's another great thing that that they added, right? It basically this pivot point can help you with precise navigation, right? And then the ball, when it changes to blue from green, it means you selected this specific point and is locked to that point. If somebody wants to unlock it, they basically come over here, get rid of it, and it's gonna go unlock. So that's for the pivot point. The last one that we want to go through over here is going to be the measurement. So they add the measurement panel, and also they added a saved measurement. So let me make this a bit bigger and get closer somewhere over here for you guys. So let's see if I want to do a measurement from here, let's say to here. So we know all of these available. We have gone through all of these measurement items. So the main one is just kind of save that measurement tool. So what basically what it does is it basically enables user to save the current measurement to the save measurement dialog box. So on this dialog, you can rename your save measurement, delete set of the save measurement, you can export them, you can share that with your team and see what's going on. So if I click on that, you can see it's basically giving me out all that basically point to point, what is the difference, grid info, all the good stuff is over there and is going to be saved under the measurement. So for the clash detection box, which is my favorite kind of section of these new features, you guys can see right away a modern look. Also, you can see added more columns. Each column has a filter, and right now what we got is we have status, what basically shows if it's done, and then when is going to be the last time that we did it. So right now is 8/4/2025, that's the last time. And if I come back to this tomorrow or next day or day after, this one is going to show us old if the new items are here, new items updated. So you guys can basically see how items looks like. They gave priority, so you have high, medium, low. You can assign the priority to that clash basically test that you have. Let's say this is high. The good thing is you can also assign people to the clashes right now. You can simply click on it, and then you can basically add people. The main thing is just basically right click and then say, just I'm gonna put myself, assigned to me, is going to show up over here. This one is going to show the number of clashes if they are not grouped. If this grouped, they're going to show the number of grouped clashes. So right now they're not grouped right here. I just run it. So that's going to show the number. But if I group them, it only here shows the group number, and right here there's going to be another box that shows the number of them. So no matter what, you can see the number of those items. So if you want to adjust those columns, you can right here choose column, and you can see these are all the new items. If you do not have the priority default assignee, please come here and adjust, and you can kind of move them up and down, and you can fix this. Just pay attention. You have filter, you have priority, you have status right now, the date, last time that you run the clash, number of clashes if they are not grouped. So let's say at the bottom they added group results. So what does that mean is they basically give you a clash grouping. So if some of you work in the Sherlock or any different type of grouping, it's kind of similar to this, right? So it's basically tell you how you want to group them. If you want to group them by layer, first name, if you want to do it by category, and right here it's going to change. If you want to do grid intersection, or you want to do level. So right here I basically run the whole electrical versus HVAC, so I want to do it by level, and I basically you can kind of prioritize. So if I go to the selection, I can prioritize selection A, B. So selection A right here is basically it's going to be my duct. Selection B is going to be electrical, so it's going to prioritize mechanical in this clash detection grouping between electrical and mechanical. So right now I want to say prioritize layer, category, if you want, and then level, and also you want to do level grid, right? So whatever is each level close. So right now it's gonna put all the clashes that are closer to one grid and at each level, or you want to prioritize level first and then put everything add to that grid. So what I want to do, first level, no. Grid intersection, no. So if you have basically just one level, you can go with grid intersection, but right here I'm just going to go per level. So I just want to prioritize it first per level and then per grid, right? So I'm going to select this. I'm going to say selection A. This is going to be my clash test. This is going to be the date. So you're going to add a label to it if you want. I just put electrical versus HVAC for now. And then I only want new and active clash. I don't want any of this, right? And then option maintain existing groups. Yes, it means if I get more clashes next week or on my next clash detection, I want them to add these clashes to the existing group, right? To the populated existing groups, and just keep those, add stuff to it, right? So I don't want to create like a million of them. So if I already have some clashes close to a grid intersection, let's say A and D, I just want to maintain that and add new clashes to it. And I don't want to check that. I don't want to group all other clashes. So if something is not going to be close to this area, I want to know what it is so I can select it. But if you don't care, you can check this box as well. So this is how it's going to be. The preview is going to show you example group is going to be L5, number of group 3, or if you kind of change this, you'll be able to kind of see how it looks like. So let me just stick with this one for now. So I'm going to tell them group the clashes. So you can see easily done, right? So I have L5, L4, L3. I have a status as new. Right here you guys can notice this number of clashes from 40 something changed to 3 because right now it shows the number of group, and right now the groups are telling me how many clashes I've got here, right? 26, 9 over there, 7. So let's just double check, see if 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, so that's what I got, 9 of them over here. And then that's L5, L4, and then right now they group them per the level that I wanted. Also, you can set the priorities over here. You can go through them. This one high, this one is medium. Let's say this one is low. We get to it later. It's basically show you some distance. If you want to go to choose column, if you want any comments, you can add to it. Description, grid intersection. Let's just select that. If you want to assign it to people, you can put them right there. The start, and let me just kind of check all of these so you guys can see what of them. Okay, so the one is grayed out, and that's related to the coordination tab. It means if you are working on ACC and you have issues created, Navisworks is going to add another line item over here, or column, is going to tell you these clashes or this issue is open, it's pending, is resolved. So it's going to be another kind of info that is going to be grabbed from the ACC and shown in your clash detection box. So that works when you have ACC issues created. One that's going to give you the number of issues that are pending, open, and whatnot. So I'm turning this one on. Let me make these a little bit smaller so you guys can see what we're looking at. So we got number of clashes, viewpoint, if you want to add comments, status, priority, if you want to add any description here, level. So you guys can see all of these groups on L5 are close to these D4 line. B5, 7, so B1, this is exactly what it says. When I say one, if you want to assign it to people, you can kind of assign it right here, to whoever you want. You can add a note and tell them, this person is supposed to do it. So that's basically over there. If this is going to be approved, it's going to show up. Distance, clash, let me open it up. So clash points. So basically it's going to give you X and Y and Z. Let me just do it over here. And then the other one is the test type. So if you go to your test type right here, or is that select? So we selected test type hard, but if you want to do some clearances, let's say if you want to do a clashes for fireproofing or anything else, that's where you can select clearances, right? And the beauty of it is you can come here and change this to the different types. So it's basically tell you this is a clearance test, this is a hard test, and what more. So getting basically more from here. So pay attention to this first box, group result, give you more line items. And then also they added this one, this little kind of X, that when you select on this, if you have a bunch of groups and you click on this, it's gonna get rid of all the empty groups. So sometimes you have some groups that there's no clashes in it, and then when you click on it, it's gonna delete all of them. So just keep that in mind. That's another add that they did. The next one that I like over here, you can kind of see what's going on, but I just want to have you guys pay attention to the switchback. So the switchback is basically a link between the Revit and the Navisworks. So if you want to look at the clash in Navisworks and you want to go back to your Revit and adjust the clashes, that mostly is going to be done by the detailers or whoever is in charge of HVAC or electrical or plumbing. So this is going to be a good tool to go back in your Revit and then basically see where that exact location of. So instead of just looking for stuff, you can simply click on this and go back, because this one is going to tell you exactly what the issue is. So if I, let's say, select the clash, let me just duck this over here. So I'm selecting this clash, I'm clicking on this one. So right now it's going to tell me you cannot do anything because this one is not connected to the Revit. Right? So if I connect these to the Revit, when I select the clash, when I'm going through the clashes, right, and say like I have this clash, this conduit hitting this, I don't know where that is, I don't want to waste time, I just simply push this, select this number, and then this icon right there, the switchback, and it's going to take me back into Revit and show me exactly where that hit is, and I can move the conduit, or I can move the HVAC. So I think this is going to be a very nice feature over here. They used to have it a while back, but it was just right here. You have to right click and then do the switchback, but right now you can select the actual clash and use this. So I think this is basically all in terms of the clash detection box that you guys need to know in terms of the new items. Let's jump to the next one, which is gonna be the NWD export with some changes. Next one would be the output tab. Under the export scene, you can see they added NWD, and also you had an NWD publish. So let's start with the NWD, which is gonna cover the publish one as well. So when you right now hit export NWD, it's gonna open up these little box for you. So the first one is exclude hidden items. So this one removes hidden objects from the NWD export, right? This is also available in the publish dialog. The next one next to it that we're gonna take a look. This one embed recap and texture file data. So this one embeds externally referenced files, so including textures, recap file, everything into the NWD on the export, so you can basically see them. Prevent object property export, exclude object properties that come from native CAD packages in the exported file. Right, and then this one is gonna be the version. So you have 2026 because it has a lot of those items separate, and also they put 20 to 25 separately, right? So specifics, the file format, whatever you want to send. If you want to do 2026, everybody has it. So exclude hidden items. If you want to exclude it, like if you remember, if you have a set over here and has some of the items hidden, like a bunch of lines, extraneous info, if you don't want export those out to the end user, make sure you check this box. So it's not gonna, anything that is hidden is not gonna be exported out, because we used to have just export out everything right from the NWF file, but right now you can just exclude the hidden object, which I think that's a great one. And also if you have any recap file or any textured data, you'll be able to embed it in the NWD and send it out. So this is basically what the NWD, but if you want to do the original publish, you can go over there. We're adding more password, giving people ability to resave, and also you have the same option over here to send it out. So the great option that's been added to this, and I think it would be a really helpful moving forward with all of these items that we have. So last but not least, so the if I go to the actual options, so under the model, they have a performance, and and also you have the NWD version, and right now under the NWD version, you can select basically 2026, or you can select a different format, right? So right now a default is 2026. If you want to change it to 2016, 2025, you can kind of go over there and you can change the whole default format version over here. If you feel like nobody on your team are kind of using 2026, this is a place that you can come, change the default format version, and turn it to 2025 and kind of below. Or if you want to stick to 2026, you can kind of leave it over there. So this is basically all new features, which I thought it was kind of important for you guys to know in terms of the coordination. Hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you like the content, please make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and put in the comment section down below if you have figured out a different feature that you feel like is going to help you in coordination. Please share that with me so I can create some videos for those and share with the whole team that we have over here. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.